You know,
And that brings up one of the things that's not in the questions too is that how does it work? I've seen videos more recently where they're talking about I've uncovered. I mean, they're dramatizing it to make it for their YouTube video, but they're like, we've uncovered the way that Gary Gygax originally wanted D&D to be played, and the way he envisioned it with a persistent world and a stable of characters. That's what they get into, is where every player has a stable of characters, and it's a persistent world. And while this warrior that you have is beat up and recovering, this fighter, you may need to take your wizard out for a while, and things like that. So Allies of Majesty, though, by nature is like that. So because the story focuses so much on the human events and isn't core, and I mean, you can build it this way, but isn't generally the crux of it isn't centered around each of the drama of the PCs, the drama of those angels, then you're free to have a stable of characters, and you're like, this time I want to play. I'm in a lighter mood. I'm ready to have some fun. I want to knock some heads. Let me get Apex. Whereas, like, no, I want to be I'm feeling more, like the tick, but serious. I'm going to pull out my Cabal character that is, that's more the judge, and he's like, speaks a lot more like Thor in the comics, not in the movies, but a lot more serious. Yeah,
yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
So you can play the way you feel, and you can swap out characters and that and stuff. It's a whole different feel of a game, and that's a thing I'm excited to bring to the game space as well, and let people experience something more like that as well.
Well, and like something that that's interesting, but like a bit different. So like in D&D, like the characters I've made, like I have one character that is kind of a joke, but like eventually you want them to be more serious.
Yeah,
Like his entire concept, I got his figure around here somewhere. Is that like he's a dwarven bard who plays country music, and it hurts all of the bad guys because he's really bad at it, and also it's country, so it's going to be bad by default. If you're asking me, I'm sorry for those of you who like country, but like this more modern country, it just hurts me to listen to it. Like I can listen to some like older stuff, but like, oh dear lord. Anyways, and so like that's a fun, goofy concept, but that's only fun for so long.
yeah,
And so like what I've realized is I want to make more
yeah,
and more, at least a bit more serious characters that have room for development and growth and whatnot. And granted, that character did, but like I feel like it was a bit little too late, because like by the time he actually did, like the game was kind of wrapping up. And the other thing is that like the campaign that you're running, or just the DM might not be interested in
yeah,
actually giving you opportunities to advance said characters.
yeah,
So with the focus being on not like they're the characters get attention, like they're like in
yeah,
allies for sure, they absolutely do.
yeah,
Everyone has cool moments and everything, but the
yeah.
thing is that because the story focus is on the actual people that you're trying to help, that allows your character to more so like learn and grow based on what's happening in the story and what the
That's a
people are, making
great
them more
point.
interesting.
That's
Uh,
what I was just about to say. It hit me too. I've said this to somebody else, and I was like, I need to say this, and then you said it. The thing with Allies of Majesty is it's less about the backstory of your character. You're not necessarily needing both. All of you have a fairly similar backstory. You can write something unique in there. That's fine. But I mean, it's not really about the backstory. It's about the forward story of your character. It's about what they will do and how they will become. They're really very much, because there's no character death, because you don't just die and lose your character can go through suffer some major defeats. The whole party can, and you're shaped by those. And there's a lot of, it's not just you know, you got to be careful because we don't want a TPK and everybody's going to lose their characters. And you don't have to coddle people. You get defeated quite a bit. I mean, the host could be easy on you if they want at that table. But we, knowing how it works, we're like, man, we have some brutal fights sometimes where we're just going to get owned. And your character, I found, is shaped more strongly and shaped better by your defeats than by your successes.
Yep.
And I feel like the Allies of Majesty characters that I have that I've seen from other people grow that way really are deep and have more maturity to them. So even if you're just making a joke character or whatever, and you're worried about, oh, I don't want to insult the spirit realm or insult God or angels by playing something goofy, your characters really get more mature than I've seen a lot of other characters become, because you can suffer real defeats, just like we as humans grow in our defeats. We're really shaped by our experiences, especially our low ones, our low points. And I feel like Allies of Majesty characters have that same experience.
Yeah, for sure. There's like
Yeah.
in like the Netflix Voltron series, like the characters episode 1 were insufferable. Every single one of them. And, like, I basically was like, I'm done. This absolutely sucks. These characters are the freaking worst. Just get it out of here. And then Ben was like, no, you actually gotta like give it a shot. Trust me on this one. For real, it gets good. And then basically like they did that so they could have like a lot of room for those characters to grow.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, of them learning was from like messing up, and stuff like that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like you want an allies, like you want to build your character with room to grow, just because
Yeah.
like a lot of how the actual game works with you, getting a bit more powerful is by like your characters like actually growing and
Yeah.
learning things in a lot
Yeah.
of ways. Is
Absolutely.
it's like it's not even necessarily just like physical prowess. I went up a level, now I know
Sure.
who's true. It's like it's like no, they actually are growing in these things. So
Yeah.
like, and that's something I always like, is when a game makes any kind of effort to try to reflect what your character is feeling or how they're doing emotionally versus like the actual stats, because those are connected, like they really are.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a great a great example is that like you might get like just absolutely hit by something huge in D&D. I'm at 1 hit point, I'm still going to walk around and be fine and like do a dance, and meanwhile I'm just like, there's blood all over my face and like my leg is broken, but mechanically I'm good. you know Thanks, man, for feeding me that good berry, and now I'm fine mechanically. Like, come on, dude. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I always like it when a game takes the effort to make something like that actually matter,
Yeah. Yeah.
which Allies
And
has that pre-built.